All right. Good morning, everybody. And I know it's been a very long time since I have enjoyed seeing all of you here live on Facebook, but we thought we would kind of get back to doing a little bit of an old school interview thing. We used to love interviewing people during the pandemic. And so I thought today would be a great day to kick off by talking to a friend that I don't know if all of you know. So this is my friend Taylan Tajbaji, who is coming to us live from Bodrum. And I totally butchered your name. Like, say it the right way.
Taşbaşı. Taylan Taşbaşı.
Hashbasha, okay. So Tyler and I have been friends for, 20 years, something like
Almost. We're getting there, maybe.
almost getting close to 20 years.
Yeah.
And we are super lucky to have him around here at Adventures with Sarah as our
Thank
team
you so
turkey. So, although, am I allowed to call it turkey now, or it's changed, right?
Well, officially we started calling it Türkiye, as we were calling it in Turkish. Well, since we're not in a United Nations meeting, you can still call it Turkey.
Well, but that's interesting though, because I think a lot of people may not know that. And it's actually spelled differently now. It's not turkey like gobble gobble, but it's Turkiye.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the U has actually dots, the umlaut.
Yeah, the umlaut. So yeah, because we're very familiar with those in English. So anyway, Turkey is one of the places that we really, really love to travel to. And I've been getting a lot of questions recently from people who had maybe a trip planned to Israel, for example, which they don't want to take right now. And they've been asking for alternatives. And Turkey, I think, is a fantastic alternative if you're looking for something kind of as a bridge between the Middle East and Europe. And we actually have several different itineraries that we have been working on with Taylan. And actually, to tell you a little bit about Taylan, he assisted me on a tour. And I remember how this began because we were sitting in a pub in London, drinking beers together. And I said to you, Taylan, if you could do anything, what would you do? And what did you say?
I said I'll definitely do a sailing tour along the coast of Turkey.
Yep, that's exactly what he said. That was his dream. He wanted to do a sailing tour along the coast of Turkey. So when we started this whole project of Adventures with Sarah as a tour company, I went ahead and called Taylan and said, hey, remember when you said that? Were you serious? And 3 years
I was
later,
super excited,
yeah, 3 years
I
later,
was
here we are, because this is kind of like, this is what we do at this company. We're all tour guides and we all have our pet projects, our dreams. And I just basically call my friends and say, you know, that thing you dreamed about, let's do that thing you dreamed about. So that is why I wanted to have Taylan talk a little bit about the itineraries that we have come up with. So right now we are offering two different Turkey itineraries.
Yeah.
One is called Turkey in a Teacup, which that's, I thought that was adorable, but it's true. So tell us a little bit about that tour, the Turkey in a Teacup tour.
Well, the Turkey in a Teacup tour is, when you want to visit Turkey, there are certain things that you shouldn't be missing out, and Istanbul is definitely one of them. We like to start in Istanbul. I mean, obviously, majority of the international flights, especially overseas flights, coming to Turkey are landing to Istanbul. So we said, let's start in Istanbul and focus on the not the very details, but enough to know about the city. So a couple of days in Istanbul, and then rather than using land transportation, fly to the heart of the country, Cappadocia. Cappadocia with its natural beauties. We have the underground cities. We have the early Christian monasteries, one of the earliest Christian monasteries, actually. That's where the St. Paul have started talking about Christianity, one of the early locations. And then see some of history, see some of nature, and then fly into the western coast to get to truly know about the country. Because without the city life, and without the country life, and without the coastal life, you cannot fully understand what Turkey is. It's actually a pretty large country. When you think about it, I mean, like driving from one end to another could easily take 15, 16 hours. It is a large country.
And that was kind of the idea behind this tour, was that I think a lot of people, they don't want to commit 2 weeks to Turkey because they don't know anything about it, but it's such a big country. And so we came up with this itinerary that's only just, I think it's a total of what, 8 days?
It is, yes, it is. 8 days, 8 nights, 9 days. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, so it's like just a nice little sampling. So if you've always thought about going to Turkey, but you're not really sure, and you also don't have 2 weeks of vacation to commit to a trip to Turkey, we thought this is kind of like the trial sample. We're going to give you a sample of Turkey, and then we know for sure you're going to want to come back because it is such a fantastic country that has a little bit of everything, something for everybody, and is exotic, but also very accessible. So that's that tour. I just want to let you guys know that's in October. That is almost full. So if you're interested in doing this little snapshot of Turkey, Turkey in a teacup, Istanbul, Cappadocia, Ephesus, you got to book because that's almost full. That's in October. The other tour, though, that is actually the one we wanted to talk about today, I wanted to bring Taylan on to let you guys know I have made a slight schedule change for the year. I have decided, and this is actually, I was talked into this by your friends who traveled with you last year. All of the people who went on the Turkey sailing trip last year came to my house last weekend and bullied me. They were like, you have to go on this trip. It is the best thing we've ever done. And so I've decided that I will be going on the fall Turkey trip. So if you've ever wanted to be trapped on a boat with me and Thailand for a week, this is your opportunity. So this is in October, end of October. Thailand and I are going to be renting a Turkish gullet and sailing around the Mediterranean. And we do have spots available. They are limited. How many people can we take total?
12, 12 in total. Yes.
12 people total. Yeah. So we don't have a ton of space. So if you're interested in doing this, and it is not luxury, let me just start off by saying that if you think this is like cruise level quality, it's a Turkish gullet, which is a traditional sailing boat. So it's a very kind of basic accommodation. You might even want to sleep out on the deck. It's so nice. So we're going to get to that in just a second, but this is just your invitation. And just to let you know, I will be doing the tour now that Thailand is going to be talking about in October with him. And I can't wait, my friend. I'm going to bring you a couple of really nice bottles of wine.
You know, I already started making a list for it.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're gonna have a really good time. So if you want to join Thailand and I, this is your chance. So without further ado, my friend, I'm going to let you share screen and please show us what we're talking about. Because a lot of people, I think, when they think about Turkey, they don't know what they're even thinking about. They don't know like what is Turkey? I mean, we have so many different visions of it. And I have a suspicion most people don't think it's blue waters and sailing, right?
Come on, I'm going to start sharing the screen. And on the other hand, I feel a little, how can I say? Well, it's kind of different for me because normally when we're doing these live streams, I always have Andrew with me. I feel alone now. We don't have Andrew with me.
Hey. Yeah, I know you two are like Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you said that you want to sleep outside. Andrew slept the whole time when we were on the boat outside, out on the deck. He had his sleeping bag and he was like perfectly fine. It was so good. I mean, he said, "I'm not going into the cabin." It's not because that I don't like it. It's like this is better. You can see the stars when you're sleeping. So let's start with what a gullet is. G-U-L-E-T, gullet. This is what can you see the screen? Can you see the picture on the screen?
Yeah. Everybody at home can see that too. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So this was our gullet, by the way, last summer. It wasn't even summer. It was October, end of October, and we had the perfect weather. I mean, I'm not going to say that we were lucky with the weather. I will say it is normally the way it is. I mean, October is one of the best time that you can take this type of vacation, this type of sailing vacation, because the end of summer storm already hit. It's gone. It takes like a week or so, almost mid-September to end of September. And then we have this beautiful summer for a month or so. I think you call it an Indian summer.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So in Turkey, we call it the pastrami summer because people used to dry their pastramis back in the days with this type of dry and not cold but warm weather. So that's why
I thought I misheard you. You actually said pastrami, like the sandwich.
Pastrami, yes, like the pastrami like in the sandwich.
Okay, cool. So we're going to go during pastrami summer.
Yes, that's the time that where we're going to be. along the what we call the turquoise coast. So this is a gullet. Gullet is a wooden handmade boat. As you can see, we have the mast, and we have all the sailing equipment on it. But it used to be a good sailing vessel. Nowadays, it's more on engine, and the reason for that is the comfort of the people. We can do a whole tour on sails as well, but it wouldn't be as comfortable as we're doing it on engine. So these boats have been over the time modified for the comfort of the people to live on board for longer times. That is the reason why the type of tours that they started back in days, like in 1970s, they started calling the turquoise coast tours, or turquoise blue water tours, or blue voyage tours. There are several different names for it. This one that we are looking at is called Princess Begüm, and our captain, maybe I will see where the captain, we'll get to see him again, is made in Marmaris. It was the point that we left our gullet, finished our tour, and last year we finished in Marmaris. We started in Fethi and went to Marmaris. It was like 5 days, 5 nights, 6 days, and from there we took a ferry and ended up in Rhodes, and did a couple of days in Rhodes. So this year we're not going to be extending it that much, but we're going to have longer time on the boat and covering a different area. But I will also be giving you information about, at the end of the tour, how to get to a Greek island if you want to continue your journey, island hopping, or maybe flying out from Rhodes or another island called Kos into Athens or into Europe, because there are, at that time of the year, there are great international connections from these islands as well. I'm not saying that not in Turkey. We do have 2 airports that you can catch international flights out. One is in Bodrum, the other one's in Dalaman. We're also going to be close to Izmir International Airport as well. So this is one of the spots that we actually spend the day. I like to start from here. This is around Fethiye, Göcek area. This is the place that we started our hike going up. But before that, let's have a look at our gullet a little bit in detail. So this is where, if you want to sleep out at night, this is the place that you're going to be sleeping out under the main mast and the main sail. This is our captain, Hidayet, Hido. He's a local. By the way, he not only owns this boat, he and his family built this boat.
What?
So,
Oh,
yes.
Well, and I want to have like a little aside here to say that, like, the most common comment I got from the people who went with you in October was that they loved the crew. They said the crew was amazing. They were fantastic cooks. They were fantastic hosts. So I have not met him personally, but that was the feedback I got, that they absolutely loved the crew.
Well, our captain is a local of Marmaris, and the town where they are from, almost 90% of the people are all in shipbuilding. they are during winter time, they repair or build new gullets. That's what they do. And during the summertime, or during the season that they call it, they do these type of tours. So this is the deck that we get our meals or get to socialize. It's a very important thing, socializing. I'm terribly sorry about the quality of this picture. I couldn't download it in a better resolution, because this is actually the area where we get where we socialize, and one of the most important things that I like to do together with the captain. We have decided that one night, nobody actually knew about it. I'm sure that some people are watching today, or they'll be watching from the crew of the last summer. One night we said we're going off the grid. We are going off the grid because this is the true experience in sailing. You know, I mean, lately people have started talking about, I mean, try to cut down on your social media, try to cut down on the phone or the whole interaction. So we, without telling the people, decided that we are going to go off the grid. I mean, going off the grid is not like getting completely disappearing completely. It was like maybe 5 minutes away from the nearest cell phone tower or cell phone reception. That was earlier on the tour, and that helped us to socialize and bond better, because people were not looking at their phones. People had to interact. We started playing board games. We started playing Rummikub, card games. I don't know. I introduced this new card game called Fanti. If I will be teaching you too, with my own, by the way, with my own rules.
Okay, sounds fun.
These are some of the cabins. Again, I'm terribly sorry for the resolution. So we have twin cabins, and we have double cabins as well. This is one of the larger cabins, as you can see, and each cabin comes with ordinary small, private
bathrooms. You get
bathrooms,
cabin with
and they are modified. These are modified bathrooms, as you can see. I mean, they're like a small hotel room.
Yeah.
Again, this is our captain. This is where he steers. This is important. We have electricity when the engine is running. If the engine is not running, we have solar panels. So it's easy to charge your cell phones or devices. There are certain outlets that will be working when the engine is not working. They will be the certain outlets, certain electric outlets that we will use for charging our tablets or our phones or computers. This boat is not a luxury boat. Yes, there are luxury ones that you can find. I mean, like ultra luxury ones that you can find too. But this boat, we don't want that luxury. We want the true, real experience. This boat does not have air conditioning. We didn't need an air conditioning. All you need to do is, if you're feeling hot, you just open the hatch and let the breeze in, because these devices anchor, and when you're anchored, the whole boat turns towards the wind. So you get the wind. If you open the hatch, you get the wind in all the time.
And this is an important thing to note, because like I think that those of you thinking about going on this trip, like he said, it's not a luxury boat. This is a traditional experience. This is a really Turkish experience. So, but as he showed you, you do have your own private bathroom, as long as you're not like needing a luxury hotel. But I will say one comment that the group from last year mentioned is they all said they wish they'd have brought backup batteries so that they could charge their phones more regularly.
I mean, that was the first time that we did, but we tried to run the engine whenever people are running out of their batteries. One thing, at night we won't be having any power on the outlets, so it's going to be quiet. So you better prepare for that. I mean, if you need a device that needs to run all night long, maybe you should get a separate battery for yourself that will be lasting for the night. Or
exactly, like we're thinking CPAP machines, that kind of thing. If you need that kind of thing, you can get backup battery packs and bring that with you and charge that during the day. But yeah, so that is something that we wanted to make sure people knew.
So every day we try to do something as an option for people to enjoy on land. You don't have to be a part of it. You can just say that, all right, you go ahead, do whatever you want, and I'm gonna kick back and enjoy my book, reading my book, or I'm just gonna swim, or there's a little sea kayak. You can go out on a sea kayak while we're doing a small hike or a short visit to one of these places. This actually is a ancient road. This is a Roman road that we are walking on right now to a small site called Lidea up in the mountains. We met my friend who's a shepherd, more than 20 years that I know this guy. He lives up there with the whole family. So we hiked up and visited all these beautiful historical sites. Every time we get a chance, I mean, it doesn't have to be, you can just say that, oh, I want to go see that. Is that possible? If it is possible, and if you're anchored for that night, you can just let us know. We'll just drop you with the dinghy or get the sea kayak and go do your own thing. Just let us know where you're going and what you're going to do for safety, of course. We also have snorkeling gear on board, and I don't know what those are called, the noodles, the floaties and things like that
noodles.
You can also enjoy your time as well. This is Andrew going into a cistern, an Ottoman cistern. This is actually more than 300 years. This is where the goats of my friend, the shepherd friend, collects water for them. Our meals, they were unbelievable. I mean, the chef was so good. This was one of our best meals. This is just the beginning of it, by the way. Normally, the table is completely covered with all these dishes full of mezes, appetizers, and the main dishes. This is a chicken night. We really enjoyed the chicken night. We actually went to one of the before we finished the tour, we went on land to buy more chicken to do another night of chicken rather than fish. But we try to balance it out, like red meat, white meat. If you're vegetarian, we always had vegetarian options on board as well, and fish. We like to do at least one night of fish. We do that balance. I mean, we ask people what are their preferences and try to buy all this and ahead of time and organize ahead of time. We also do have drinks, wine, whiskey, beer on board. We even had like gin on board too every night before the dinner. That was like,
I have a feeling I know who brought the gin.
Yeah, the sunset gin was kind of like a standard. Yeah, we also did go on land to have different locations and different meals. This is where we started the tour in Fethiye. Fethiye is also a lovely town. I mean, even the beginning of the tour was very fruitful for the dinners. One of our excursions was taking a small boat out of where we anchored to see a place called Kaunos. Kaunos have one of the most unique locations with the Kaunas is one of the most unique locations with the rock-cut tombs. Again, a terrible resolution, I know, but
yeah, I've been there though. I've been there.
Yeah, you've been there, yes.
And very cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. So think that we did that tour from land. So we went there with the bus, and we went all the way to the beach, if you do remember, where the giant sea turtles lay their eggs.
Yeah, that was a really nice beach, actually.
Exactly. So our boat anchors away from the beach, and we call in a smaller boat like this one to come pick us up from our boat. So rather than the bus, we take a smaller boat to take us to the beach, and from the beach we go into the site, the Kaunos, and then to see the town, and we get some time off on the town. So this was Dalyan. I'm not going to say that this will be in our itinerary. This may be in our itinerary next year, may not be in our itinerary next year. If this is not in our itinerary next year, something else as exciting is going to be in our itinerary next year, because we're planning to start in Bodrum rather than Fethiye, which is a little further west than where we started this year, and come to east towards Marmaris and finish it in Marmaris. This is our boat again, coming back from Kaunos. Here's Jerry with his fishing gear. Unfortunately, I cannot fit the whole thing into the screen. So we went out, tried to fish, but we weren't very lucky. Actually, he caught a couple of. So we do have fishing gear on board too, especially sunsets and early morning. If you're an early morning person, you can try to fish. You can see Andrew here, so you can have your own downtime if you insist that you have to do office work. Here it is. This could easily be your office too. We do have cell phone reception almost everywhere, except from that night. Intentionally, we want to keep us off the grid. Of course, we let people know where we were before doing that, but we do have almost perfect cell phone reception almost everywhere.
So what you're suggesting is people can do work from home. Kind of.
Let me not go into detail about that. I hate working from home. As you can see, I cannot do that from home. People swimming. These are one of the this is one of the best places that we really enjoyed. This is Bozukkale. This is a bay that you cannot go and visit from land. You have to sail there.
Didn't we go there, Taylan? Is this where you took
No.
me? No?
No,
Oh.
we didn't. No,
Oh.
you have to sail there. You
Yeah.
have to sail to this location. This is from a great castle that we have the viewpoint. I may have the viewpoint as well. And this is where we socialize, as I said. As you can see, our little one little cup that we forgot there. People are actually enjoying their gin and tonics. So and waiting anxiously to be served for dinner.
Yeah, and he's not kidding, because like I said, that is the thing everybody was talking about at my house a couple of weeks ago. They're like, oh, the food was so good, we couldn't wait for dinner every night. So, you know.
And I really enjoyed the chef. The chef brings out the food and sets the table, and everyone is looking and looking and looking. No one sits, because after the first 2 days, we learned he sets everything up and he says it's ready. He doesn't say anything. He rings the bell. And we're all like, okay, it's time to eat.
That's funny.
And we do eat on board breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And in between, we do have tea time in the afternoon around like 5-ish. Yes, around 5-ish, we do get tea time. We don't have any ice cream, but the service industry is amazing in Turkey. There are certain places that you see a little boat coming towards you with a board saying, "I do sell ice cream here." So they charge a little extra, but come on, I mean, they are bringing ice cream to your boat. You're in the middle of nowhere, and they want to do business, and there's ice cream. And as I said, we do go out. We did go out almost every day. There were options of going out. There's a lovely hike option in Marmaris. I really enjoyed this. This one of the hikes that we did, and visited a mosque, a village, and this is what a quiet night would look like. I mean, this is one of the perfect shots that we had. A great reflection of a little town called Selimiye in Marmaris. So this is how quiet it is. I mean, no sound at all. You can just sit and watch this, or listen to the whole silence. It's actually not complete silence, because usually during daytime you hear goats. There are goats around, kind of wild ones too. And at night is the quiet time, and this is, I cannot really explain what this feeling is. I mean, this is, you call it what, tranquility?
Tranquility, exactly.
Yes, exactly. I think this is yeah, and we ended up in Rhodes. Rhodes was it was an extraordinary place to visit, because it's an old medieval city. We won't be having this this year. We won't be going to Rhodes this year, but I'm more than happy to help people to organize for a visit in Rhodes or in Kos. These are the Greek islands close to the Turkish coast.
Yeah,
This is
so if
our
you book the trip, you can actually like just message us, and Taylan and my staff, we will help you figure out like how to get home, or if you want to do an extension to your trip, we can help you figure that stuff out.
I'm going to talk a little more about that, but I'm going to. I think I have two more slides. This is our last dinner in Rhodes. That was actually a lovely location too. As you can see, I mean, this is the end of October, and we're wearing shorts and t-shirts. This is our dinner, not lunch. This is dinner. I mean,
I was very jealous of you guys. Everybody was sending me pictures from the trip, and it was already cool back here in Seattle. You guys were all laying around in your bikinis. Yeah, so nice way to extend your summer because it really is true that the Mediterranean stays warm
yes,
until even
yes,
November. Yeah.
yes, you're right. And good old friend, mythos, beer, the Greek mythos. So this is, I think, the end of my little presentation. So
Cool.
about the beginning or the end of the trip, if you decide to come to Turkey for the sailing, I always tell people, when you're coming to Turkey, always think about combining it, if you have time, of course, combining it with Greece, because it's right there. We're literally staring at it. I mean, your cell phone sometimes asks you, do you want to switch to the Greek operator, as we were sailing around, and we're that close. So if you have time at the end of the trip, and if you want to connect, to a Greek island and continue your journey, you can easily, weather permitting, of course, you can easily do island hopping from one island to another by using the ferry system. And they do have a great ferry system. The Greek ferry system is extraordinary. You can easily end up in Crete or in Santorini or in Athens by using the ferry system from any of these islands. And the main ones that I will say from Turkey, we have ferries to Rhodes almost every day from Marmaris and Fethiye. Ferries to the Greek island of Kos almost every day, again, weather permitting, from Bodrum. From Kuşadası, which is technically Ephesus, ferries to the Greek island of Samos every day. And from Izmir, close to Izmir, a little town called Çeşme. From there, you have another ferry to Chios Island. And except from the ferry to Rhodes, that is a little over an hour, they're all less than an hour of a ferry ride to these Greek islands. And from there, Rhodes and Kos do have international, and also Samos do have international airports that if you don't want to use the ferry, you can just fly out from there. And Aegean Airlines is actually very good. Turkish Airlines is very good as well. But also Aegean Airlines is very good in connecting you to the rest of the world, especially to Europe.
Yeah, and actually, just as a thought for connections, I'm actually going to be flying to Greece on Aegean through London. So they do have connections through London, they have connections through Amsterdam and Paris. But for those of you who live on the West Coast, especially if you live in the Seattle area, there's a direct flight to Istanbul now, Turkish Airlines,
Turkish
and they're
Airlines.
cheap. My parents are flying they're going to Italy, but my parents are going to fly through Istanbul because the tickets were like half the price of any other airlines. And it's apparently a very nice airline, right?
It is. It's a government subsidized campaign that they're doing starting from during COVID. They started and they continue that so that people could have reasonable and good connections flying overseas from US to Europe. So I started seeing a lot of people doing that. You can get layovers in Istanbul couple of days, like up to 48 hours, maybe even longer, and fly to, as you said, Rome, London, Frankfurt, Barcelona. So
Yeah.
they're very good in it.
Yeah, so if you're looking for kind of a, I would say almost a budget holiday, like as far as these kind of Mediterranean cruises on small crafts go, they're usually very, very expensive. Ours is a very affordable one, and I think it's 3,500 a person. And then the airfare is not going to be very much if you use Turkish Airlines, because it is pretty affordable. I think my parents, gosh, my parents paid like $700 or $800 round trip, $700 round trip to Rome through Istanbul. So yeah, so pretty good prices on all of that kind of stuff. But again, we just want to reiterate, it's going to be me and Taylan in our swimsuits with a beer in our hands, and we're going to be staying in, I would say, pretty basic accommodations. So if you're down with that kind of cool, easygoing, kind of not quite backpackery feel, but it's, it's a staycation. So we'll be on the boat for a week. I think that we just want to make sure we got the right people on this trip. We don't want to have people that are expecting to have, a waiter and a butler and like the whole thing. So it's
once
cool.
again, I mean, we are planning to start in Bodrum, which also has an international airport, and there are easy connections, especially from England and lately from Germany as well. And we're planning to finish it in Marmaris. So Marmaris is close to Dalaman International Airport, as well as maybe about 2 hours away from the Bodrum and Izmir airports. And again, from Marmaris, you can easily find a ferry that will take you to Rhodes every day.
Yes, you could conceivably do a round trip in and out of Bodrum, actually. And Bodrum is such a cool town. Like that would easily, I think, be a great place to spend an extra day or two on either end.
Well, I was making a comment about my ugly curtains behind me. I live in Bodrum.
Got our backdrops.
I live in Bodrum, and I was commenting about my background, saying that how lovely background you have, but look at my dull background here. If it was daytime, I would open all these curtains and you would see the Aegean from here. I do have a lovely view. You're all more than welcome to. You're all more than welcome to come and. You're all invited, actually. Whenever you're in Bodrum, you're always good. Come for a drink to my place and enjoy. Let's enjoy this view all together. Yeah, you didn't come to my place when
You
you were
did
in
not
Bodrum.
have me over to your house, Taylan. What's that
You're
about?
right, but don't forget, I didn't go to my place too. I mean, I stayed at the hotel.
That's true, actually. Yeah, we didn't, neither of us went to your house. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, we went by your parents' house, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We
Well,
drove by.
come on, I mean, our hotel had the best view.
That hotel was great. Yeah, that was a really nice hotel. So just to add, before we wrap up, a couple of other things that I want to let you know about Taylan. Taylan is also a private guide. So if you are interested in going to Turkey and you want to hire him for a custom tour or for a day tour, you can contact him. You can just ping us and we'll give you his information. Obviously, he is our top recommendation for Turkey if you are wanting to do something custom or on your own. But also, we wanted to let you know that we have some stuff cooking for 2025 that we just want to kind of put out there. We haven't got dates yet. And remember, 2025 is not going to be for sale. We thought this next month, but it might even be the following. It's just taking time to get done. However, we just wanted to give you a little quick preview. So Taylan, what's up for 2025 in Turkey? Just quickly in general.
So 2025, we'd like to have not one, but two of the Turkey in a teacup itinerary, maybe 2 dates. We like to minimum 2 dates, depending on. Is that okay to say?
So probably we'll do like a spring tour and a fall tour. So that's just our introductory 9 days in Turkey that gives you kind of like the quick overview. So, and then we thought it would be fun for those who want to do more, that we'll put a tour on either end. So you can do, so it'll be 3 Turkey tours in a row, and then you pick the things you want to do. So what are the things?
So Istanbul staycation is what we're thinking of. Yep. I know that you do love these staycations, and that staycation thing is actually your thing. I mean, you kind of like created your own staycation concept for us, especially in Europe. So we're going to give it a try for Istanbul, and we're not going to be at the heart of the. We're not going to be staying at the heart of the old town where the touristic location is, but a little away from that area, in a neighborhood where we can enjoy art, music, great restaurants, and walking distance to everything that we need. And we'll be doing a proper staycation, just like your staycations in especially in Europe. Not only that, I do have something in my mind, and I am actually about to shape it, give it a final shape. Do you remember that we did the coastal Turkey together with you? We started in Fethiye on the southern coast, and we actually drove up north towards Dardanelles.
Yes, we did.
We drove up towards Dardanelles. We actually went all the way up to Bozcaada, one of the Assos and Bozcaada and Ayvalık, Pergamon. We visited all the areas, and Izmir, and finished in Izmir. What I am trying to bring a similar itinerary. Again, not too long, maybe a week this time, maybe 6 days or a week. Maybe start in Izmir and go up, or maybe start in Bodrum and go up on land. This is going to be a land tour, because I'd like to do. You may not be knowing about this much, but Turkey is getting pretty good in wine production. So a wine-oriented tour. I'm thinking
like
of
food and wine. Yeah, coast
food and wine.
Yeah, that was a fantastic.
Kind of like Andrew's thing, actually. You know, food and wine.
It is kind of Andrew's thing. Maybe we'll have to send Andrew on that. So yeah, so that'll be like a food wine thing. And I have to say, I did that one last year, and it was really very cool. It was a really nice, easygoing tour. We saw beautiful places. We went on a boat one day. We took a ferry out to an island one day. Just a really interesting mix. And I actually brought my partner with me, and he still talks about that tour. He thought that was one of the best things that we've done. And we've done a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, that gets high marks, the Coastal Turkey tour.
So I'm thinking to add more winery stops and food related stops on that itinerary. Actually, we covered some of those wineries together with Andrew when we were doing our exploration during COVID.
Good. Well, see, all of this stuff, like I said, when I kicked off this talk today with Taylan, this all started with a beer in a pub in London. When I asked him, if you could do anything, what would you do? And I'm so excited to see you kind of like come up with all these new and intriguing ideas. We did have a Southeastern tour that was extremely successful that people loved. Sadly, because of the huge earthquakes down there, that's not really a possibility anymore.
I would love to continue doing that, but I think we're going to hold on a couple of more years until the area wraps up a little bit.
Yeah, it's recovered. But we're always going to continue to do interesting things in Turkey. I even have maybe an idea about a Cappadocia staycation. There's just a lot of different cool stuff we could potentially do. So that, just to give you an idea for next year, if you're thinking about Turkey in a teacup, which is 9 days, just the essentials of Turkey. And then we're going to be doing the sailing again. We're going to probably offer at least one coastal tour. And then we're going to have at least one Istanbul staycation. And I might even come on that, because that would be fun. I do like Istanbul, and I like hanging out with Taylan. So, you know.
I do like hanging out with you too. You know, I mean, like.
So anyway, so if you want to get up to some mischief with me and Taylan in Turkey, you are welcome to do so. Go to adventureswithsarah.net and you can see our 2024 tours. So right now we do have just a couple of spots left on that Turkey in a teacup tour in October. And that actually connects, right, to the sailing tour, right? Yep, you could do both. So if you want to do both, they're in a row. And the sailing tour, I think we have maybe 4 cabins left. So it's not a lot of cabins. So if you're interested in doing this, you'll want to book as soon as possible so you don't miss out. Well, thank you so much, Taylan. You are such a gem. We absolutely love having our man in Turkey who always comes up with cool stuff. And I cannot wait to go sailing with you. I'm going to start doing my sit-ups so that I have my bikini body ready for the fall.
We don't care about that, you know. I mean, like,
good. I won't do any sit-ups. I'll just drink a lot of wine, and I'll be nice and nice and flabby and soft. I'll just bring a moo-moo.
That's good.
All right. Thanks to everybody for joining us today for this nice chat. And Taylan, can you give them your information? Where can people find you if they want to get in contact with you?
Actually, it's all online. They can just Google my name, Taylan Tasbasi, Tasbasi. and it pops up my webpage. It's again thailandtasbasi.com,
There you
and also thailandtasbasi at Gmail is my personal Gmail. They can find my phone number there. They can email me. They can text me. They can WhatsApp me. If they want to just ask questions about coming to Turkey, more than welcome. I'll try to answer as much as I can.
He can also do travel consultations. So if you're interested in
Yes.
going and you just want to hire him for like a couple hours to talk to him and help him organize a tour, he can do that. And even if he's not available, he's got friends and colleagues he can set you up
Oh
with
yeah.
if you want to do like a private tour, a day tour, whatever. So he can do everything. He is all around our Turkey guy. So all
Thank
right,
you.
my friend, I cannot wait to see you in the fall. I'm going to bring you a really nice bottle of wine, and we're going to be sitting out on the deck of that boat enjoying the warm
Of course.
Turkish pastrami summer.
Yes.
And there better be pastrami. You promised me pastrami. I want the meats now. So,
It's the time when they make the pastrami. It won't be ready.
oh. All right, everybody. Thanks so much, Taylan, for joining us. And
Thank you so much.
I promise all of you watching, we're going to do another interview next week. I'm not sure who it's going to be with yet. We're trying to get organized again to do these interviews, but I so appreciate you taking the time with us. Thanks, Taylan.
Goodbye.
Bye.